And welcome back to Smokey's Review of Call. And this last segment of the night, or the week, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm other botching everywhere, but I got the owner of XWA, and many people know him on the forums as Pickle Fucker and all kinds of stuff. Introduce yourself.
Hi.
Oh, you gotta do better than that, man.
I own XWA, and that's it's.
Aww. But anyway, I got you on this show to talk to you about call and stuff. So I'm gonna get started on it. What do you think is the current state of call nowadays? Because some people have been saying that this kind of went downhill ever since SMF, that last episode of SMF and everything else.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think it's kind of going downhill because of SMF not really being around, and a lot of the shows aren't really that great. Like, some of them just don't click to me, you know. Like, I'll watch it and I'll like get bored pretty quick. You know, it can't really hold my attention that long. You know, they're just not, like, everything's been done. You know, there's nothing original. There's really nothing new you can do. There's nothing. You know, it's pretty hard to come up with anything new. But, you know, it doesn't mean that it's not entertaining. There are some things out there that are good. Like, I don't know, like DWA and shit, you know. It's like, it's hard to explain, really.
Not really.
I don't really think it's that good right now, but I don't know. It just like seems that a lot of people don't care anymore. You know,
It's just people are lazy.
they're not.
In my opinion, it's just people are lazy. There's plenty of good leagues out there. I've been saying that a lot. I back up these leagues because I review them a lot and everything else, like OFW and RCW and like your league XWA. You might not put out a lot of episodes, but when you do, they are actually good. And your character to me sound, your voice on it sounds just like that dude on Family Guy, Chris Griffin.
Yeah, like I can understand the laziness because like it takes a lot of time to record the show. You know, you gotta choreograph the matches and shit. You gotta know what you want to do. You gotta make it good, and it takes a long time to edit it. And it takes a really long time to edit, and then it takes it takes a pretty long time to commentate, and especially when you're really busy. I can understand where the laziness can come in, you know, in terms of editing and rushing it, you know. That's the problem. A lot of people rush it and don't put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion.
That's a good point of view. I just got my point of view about the whole thing is people just don't give a rat's ass sometimes. They don't pay attention to what's in front of them because there are great leagues out there, especially these you've probably seen that This Is Original Call commercial that somebody made, right?
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, there's been a bunch like that. The original call leagues is starting to build up now, and not all of them are great, but there's a bunch of them that the storylines and everything else is just something else.
Yeah, like there's a lot of leagues that actually do put effort into their shows and they don't get a lot of, you know, attention, but you got leagues out there that are pure shit, basically.
Or fad. Or just made for the hell of it in a fad kind. That's what gets on my nerves. I like Corey Bain and all, but his show gets too much hype for it.
I can agree with that. Like, I thought it was pretty overrated, but like, you know, there are some leagues out there. I'm gonna try not to get specific, but like, you watch it and the quality of it is just so horrible. Like, you know, they're recording the music from their PC speakers with a microphone. They're little kids on commentary. They're recording a TV, whatever.
Talking about XCW?
And they somehow get more subscribers.
XCW? Huh? Remember that guy?
Yeah. Well, that league was watchable because it was so awful that it was entertaining and you were laughing at how horrible it was. And you know,
I remember whenever that guy was
like,
on, he had his name before he changed the name of that. It was WCCW or something like that, and he called me an
yeah,
XWA. I mean, not you, but Mr. XWE a fag on air, and I ripped his ass and scared him to death. Remember that?
that yeah, that kid's pretty funny actually. But like, you know, I was able to watch his show because it was so awful that was hilarious. You would laugh out loud because like he would make these little classic episodes, and he would automatically say, and he would say they're from a couple of years ago, and he would automatically like start them off by saying, "Hey guys, it's 2005." You know, that you can so tell it's not from 2005. You know, he's just an idiot, and you know, you would laugh at that because it was such an utter failure. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's like that.
Okay, but let me get your opinion on you've been around Call, you've been making your league for about a couple of years now. Am I correct?
Like maybe a year.
Yeah.
Like I started in February 2008 as an original league, then I changed it around into like a fantasy league, and then it started to get noticed when it went to a fantasy type of style. You know.
Yeah.
When it was like original, it was pretty shitty. Even I can admit that it was shit. But as soon as I turned around to the fantasy side of it, it started to get noticed and stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Like.
For people who haven't seen your league yet, just describe your show and tell them why you want, you know, what your character's like and what your motivation to make the show.
What do you mean?
Like, let me see. Let me try to get this in better words for you. Like, I'm trying to think. My mind's all blocked out today. But what I'm trying to say is, what is your motivation to make your league, and what do you think? What would you want to tell the fans to get them interested in your show?
Well, my first motivation was basically my love for hardcore wrestling, you know, like ECW and stuff. That was my main inspiration because, you know, I remember the first time I watched ECW and I was just completely blown away by it because of all the violence in the tables, and it was just pure havoc, and I really enjoyed that. And every time I would play, you know, a WWE game, they would always pick like the TLC matches, the hardcore matches. I would always play those. I would never play, you know, just a regular type of match.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I always wanted to do that. And like that's where the main inspiration comes from, to be like an ECW type of league for CAW. That's where it came from. That's where motivation comes from for me. You know, to be the most hardcore product out there that you can be. You know, it sounds kind of lame, but you know, that's where my inspiration got from, was from hardcore wrestling. That's where it came from. You know.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it, though. You do it pretty good. I gotta admit, I love your matches. You got like, what was that one match you did? I can't remember that. I can't remember that match. Where you made crap, what was that? You made one of them suck the other one's dick or something like that. Can't remember who. When you made whenever it was a match that if the one guy lost, he had to blow the other guy.
Oh yeah, the Battle of the Cox match, the one where it was Jeff Hardy and Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, that's it.
And the loser had to suck the winner's dick, and I remember that match. I remember it. Like, that's kind of what put it on the map, sort of. You know, it's still not really well known, but that's what sort of got it there. You know, because of, you know, well, you know, Johnny Bravo sucking Jeff Hardy's dick. That's what kind of got it there.
Yeah,
and a lot of people said it was really good for. A lot of people said it was really good for a match done on SmackDown versus Raw 2008, and you know, that was a real compliment for me.
Yeah, that's what's so great about your show, because you don't give a fuck. But you're a controversy. You're a king of controversy, basically, to me. You always do
I
stuff off the